What up? What up? What up? This is Yasha Ben Niswell. Glad to be here in the house with you all tonight. I just want to address a couple of lies, that was told about Yasha Ben Israel. Davion and even the pie even, you know, made the statement like I forfeited or didn't show up for a debate on Sunday. That just need to stop. That lie just need to stop. Everybody saw Saturday. I mean, last week when I was on Sarnetta's show, Sarnetta made the date for Sunday at 8 o'clock. Okay, and y'all also saw Judah Nash. He took the channel down. I mean, took the show down. You know, y'all also saw over on Judah Nash channel. Well, the same thing had taken place. Well, they came over and changed the date. Nepal made it as like she was sent by Sinetta to come over there to change the date, apparently, or to have me to understand that the date was changed, that Sinetta couldn't do it on Sunday. So we went through this thing about trying to come up with a date. So obviously they say Sunday at 5 o'clock. They forced me, to change it from 8 to 5. I really didn't like that, but I goes along with it. But then even then, it's supposed to be a preliminary Sunday at 5. These guys want you to be half prepared, and that's why you never should be half prepared. Always be prepared when you go over there. These guys have you. They think you going to be half prepared. And I'm not half prepared. I just not going to do it because you're going to respect me. You're going to respect my time, and you're going to respect my life. I'm not going to allow you to sit up there and just tell me I got to come in or like I'm at work or something or. This don't work like that. I don't get no benefit for none of that. If I don't show up and then I can't debate on your program, so what? Whoop de motherfucking do. I've never debated over there yet. And I've been over there 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And I supposed to debate it 3 years ago. So I don't give a fuck, whether I get cut out from debating over there or even being over there. You know, it is to the benefit of my people that I be up over there. It's not of no benefit of myself. It may be even a benefit to Sinetta that I be over there. But it's no. Okay, there it is. Now it's back. So that's what it is, people. It's nothing else but that. Then Davion is running around here lying to me. I've never been to a yeshiva. You know what I'm saying? I've never been to a yeshiva. I don't even know what the fuck a yeshiva is. I don't deal with that aspect of Hebrewism. Because I speak biblical Hebrew, this clown calls biblical Hebrew Yiddish, and he attribute all of that to white Judaism and rabbinical Judaism. So therefore, because I speak biblical Hebrew, this clown automatically is asserting that I'm a yeshiva and that my teachings are rabbinical. And nothing could be further from the truth. Everybody have always known and or heard that I first came into this walk. I learned my Hebrew by way of Ben Ami Ben Israel's organization, the Kingdom of God in Israel. I've learned it right here in Detroit from members of that particular organization. So any other story of how I came across Hebrew, is just a straight up lie. It ain't come from me. That's a lie, you know. And how you think you're going to win souls, gain brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, or even just be good or righteous, tell lies. How the hell are you going to do that? There's no way possible that you could do these things. And this is the reason why Judah Nash and Torah Knights has fallen out with everybody that they have befriended. because these people don't know how to be decent human beings. They don't know that if they are worshipers of God, then truth must be at the core of their speech. You know what I'm saying? And these people are kind of silly and goofy. They think that just because they say it, it'll be truth. It's like me saying I was born yesterday. Just because I said I was born yesterday, it got to be so, even though I was born 53 fucking years ago. I don't get these brothers. With that being that, I'm going to play some of this debate that these boys did yesterday and watch these boys lie. I had to cover it up. So we're going to share the screen. It's all automatically playing. I'm probably going to have to get started from the beginning. Back a little bit. Well, I'm just going to rewind it all the way to the beginning because it was already at the beginning of what he had to say anyway. So let's see, is that about it?
Uh, Yasha, if you're listening, there was a debate. What Davion is speaking about is there was a scheduled debate. I mean, just a second. Thank you. Please hit the like button. It's important that we hit the like button because we have to stay in the algorithm. Peace, Davion. Shalom, shalom, Nepal. Yeah.
I never ran from no debate. I ran to the debate. I ran over to their channel and I caught him lying about a made up word that he want to attribute to a whole language, right? He want to. There's no such thing as Yahweh Dias, and that's all I did. And this guy that made up a whole damn lie about this Yahweh Dias foolishness.
While we were all on the panel, Yasha.
I didn't say that. I did not say none of that. All I simply stated, and all they got to do is pull up the video. They will not pull up that video because outside the cube embarrassed them boys. Okay, outside the cube embarrassed the hell out them boys on my behalf. Ron Shields embarrassed them boys last night on my behalf, and that's why I'm showing this video because see, what these people don't understand, they don't understand the power of Yah. My arms is very long. They reach long. I got some mail coming, but I'm gonna talk while I'm over here getting this mail. My arms are very long, right? And the arms of Yahweh is very long. So people, people, the arms of Yahweh is very long. You just can't be making up lies and stuff, man. You just can't do it. So what ended up happening is that, really truthfully, the reason why I didn't go on the show is because Sarnetta is really protecting this young boy. And Judah Nash just happens to be Sarnetta's prospect. I am not Sarnetta's prospect. I have never been Sarnetta's prospect. Uh, I've only tried to just be a participant on my man's show. I never tried to rub him the wrong way and never tried to rub him the right way. I just want to just go up there and just do what I do and go home. You know what I'm saying? Sinetta requires a type of relationship either where you just super super close to him or, y'all falling out all the damn time, I guess. I don't want none of that crazy stuff. I'd rather be close to him than to fall out. I don't want to fall out with nobody, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this play. I'm gonna darken this because y'all don't
talking about. Y'all know. I was like, okay, well, set up the debate. He always talking about. He always talking about, initially it was supposed to be like a one rounder. Cause I mean, once I show you how they out in the language, then it's like, you can't show Hebrew
I never said that he did
or
not know
Hebrew
the language
or
and that he had to go to a yeshuva or a rabbi. I never said that. I never said none of those words. All I said was there's no such thing as Yahweh Dayath. That's what I said. That's all I said. And this brother got all of that out of this. I've said I've never said it. Ever. And I just, y'all need to just have this guy. These guys are liars. They go around saying stuff like they said about Yahweh Dayas. He has not proven that yet. You got a 5-hour video, and you have two scholars. One is myself, who started off on the show. You'll see me. And then the end of the show with one of my younger brethren. Okay, Divine Prospect. The scholars, we're telling this dummy. All of us are way older than him and has been in this game way longer than him. He acted as if though a god or Yahweh or whatever the hell he called his creator has given him a special insight to truth and reality that don't nobody else have. And he gave it to him by way of a bullshit language. Just stop it, man. This is sad and sickening, y'all.
whatever European language, Indo-European language, you know what I'm saying, you trying to come with. So obviously he's not here.
There is y'all shaking about is there was a scheduled debate. It was supposed to go down, I believe, last this past Sunday. Yasha did not show up. He contacted that day, said so he and
I keep interrupting, right? But I just need to say this, right? I am a actor. I am one of Detroit's original pioneers. See, let me shorten the screen right here for a second. Let me unshare this for 1 second so y'all can see. Stop the share. See this? This is my first single back in 1994. I am an original pioneer of Detroit hip hop. Okay, these are some of my records that I've made. I go by, my name was Detroit Red. This is when I was much younger. Let me put out the good herbology. This here, real record company, right? I own my own record company. This was my last record, right? Detroit Red. You know, my mentor, Malcolm X. It's my album cover, right? So these guys just lie. They're just liars, right? I told them before we ever even did the debate that Friday I was filming. Now, do I have to let these men know my whole business and my whole life? I'm filming Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't have to do that, brother. I said no, right? That should have been the end of it. But y'all want to try to manipulate things. See, I am an actor, right? This is a movie. This was on Blockbuster. Remember when they had Blockbuster Video? When we used to go rent your videos? That this was at Blockbuster. All around the United States, this movie was distributed. And it was distributed through major distribution routes like Best Buy, Blockbuster, right? And any other mom and pop video rental place had this movie. It was called Killing Your Enemy, KYE. That's me on the front cover there, right? Rob B. Gutter, Mr. Montgomery, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm going to go ahead on and let the music play, and I'm going to get out the way. So, Napa's lying too because Napa's making as if though I missed the debate. I didn't miss the debate. I wasn't scheduled to be there at 5. Not for no kind of debate. You know, y'all had a preliminary at 5. That's what y'all had on that tape. That's what y'all said. That's what we agreed to. Right? And then I told you that I may or may not come. We had a debate scheduled for this Saturday coming up. You know, Sanetta's supposed to have something else scheduled for Sunday. He said that. You know, he had a double header or something, whatever. I told him he could make it a double header because he had something else going on. But that being the case, let me get back over here to this video, and I just had to stop the line. You know, that line they doing. I had to put a stop to it.
Off. Just a second. Thank you. Please hit the like button. It's important that we hit the like button.
Ran from this debate because if anybody remember when Judah was supposed to debate uh, uh, King Seth, when, while we were all in the panel,
This guy is talking about, I'm always talking about y'all. Brother, I don't even talk to you. What are you talking about? I always, like me and you have had an extensive history of conversation. I think I only had one dialogue with you maybe one time. And your feelings got hurt. And that was years ago. Years ago. You know, and I embarrassed him. He won't. I keep telling him to show these receipts. They won't do that because in that conversation, I embarrassed the shit out of them.
initially it was supposed to be like a one rounder. Because I mean, once I show you how they are, like, then it's like, yo, you can't agree or
Right.
or whatever European language, European language you know what I'm saying, you're trying to come with. So obviously he's not here because he put them running man 100s on. So I mean it is what it is. So I mean he gonna get clapped up, but he's not even here.
Well, there is Josh, if you're listening, there was a debate. What Davion is speaking about is there was a scheduled debate. It was supposed to go down, I believe.
Who scheduled that debate, Napa? I didn't. You didn't, and Sonetta didn't. Okay? Sonetta again scheduled for that day at 8 p.m. because I told him that I would be filming. And it's very disrespectful for you to call me at 1 o'clock. Okay? And I told you 8 o'clock. No, it didn't happen that way. It was nothing ever scheduled. The schedule was for 8 o'clock. He called me at 1 o'clock and asked me, was I ready to debate at 3 o'clock? And the answer is no, because we weren't scheduled for this. So I am here to just clear up the lies. Now, once we get this part out the way, then you can probably enjoy much better the video, because all he know of me is this lie that he concocted in his head about me. I'm living rent free in this man's mind and head. I wish that he would learn some truth.
Yasha did not show up. He contacted Sonetta on that day, said he had a movie.
Just let me get my phone. I'm gonna show you how people lie, right? And I'm gonna show you how people lie. You just can't lie on me or about me. You just can't do that. Hold on for a second. Let me find my phone. They lies. This is an iPhone right here, right? They lying saying I'm like some kind of broke bum and shit. Now I'm gonna use my iPhone to call my Android because I don't know what I did with it. And I'm gonna use my Android to show you how people just lie. You know what I'm saying? Where's my Android? Oh, right up under my nose. I put it. I had it hidden under my old history. Okay, now look at this, people. I'm gonna stop sharing this screen one more time to show y'all just how people lie. You know, the whole lie. The host is lying. The host lying for the guest for his guest debater. You know what I'm saying? Just lying, man. You know what I'm saying? This shit just crazy. I hate liars, man. I got exposed liars, man. I just can't sit up there and let motherfuckers get away with just lying about me, man. It's just that's why I stopped going on people's platforms and stuff, because I don't be wanting to be associated with the liars, the frauds, the scammers and shit. That's y'all life, man. I don't live like that. Okay. Let me see. So this is the debate. This is the Texan. I want to call. I gotta just punch his name up. He should come up. There you go. Well, I'm gonna prove it. I don't. I don't. I just had to. Y'all just had to wait. Somehow they won't let me. When he called, these people know. How come I can't find my call history? This is really crazy. Uh, See, normally I don't feel the need to have to even go this far to prove stuff, but you can see there's another call right there. I'm trying to get my call history. Let me back out of there. Maybe I'm in the wrong spot. Yeah, I'm in the wrong spot, I think. Recent calls, yeah. So maybe if I go back down through here, see that? Which one is it? Right here. This one right here where my finger is at. Can you see my finger? Right there it says Sonetta. And it says what, 1:34 p.m.? Why would you call me at 1:34 p.m. to be ready for a debate at 8 o'clock? That's a whole day that I have to be prepared. You know, that's just crazy, you know? So what I'm saying is that she said that I contacted Sonetta. No, I did not. That phone, as you can see with that arrow, with the unlit arrow, it is an incoming call. You see? Incoming. Like how you see the arrow going in, like my boy Jay is a call going out, right? But this is a call going in. This is an incoming call. So I did not contact Sonetta. All of this is just straight lies. The whole fucking show is a lie. We finna watch 4 hours of fucking lies. And my little homie Divine Prospect gonna come and clear it up at the end.
And because he's an actor, so he did not show up for the debate. And so we decided, instead of wasting all the time, we're gonna have Davion come in and teach us that, with his information that he's put together, teach us about the ancient language. Was it what do you call it, Davion?
It's a Yahweh the
Yahweh Dayath, or is it what does he say, Yasha?
He says Ibrit, and I'm gonna show you. He said Ibrit because
Okay,
oh,
come on, you going? I'm a mute. I'll put you on the big.
No, right. So when we initially set up the debate, he couldn't pick. He wouldn't agree on the topic. He believes that the language is called Ibrit. So I was like, okay, let's.
He didn't want to set up the topic. Look, bro, I said that there is no such thing as Yahweh Dayath. Now he didn't got a debate, a whole damn dialogue. He got all kind of stuff out of me that just didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? This guy's delusional.
he said he wanted to do 3 rounds. It was initially supposed to be what is the language or what language did the Israelites speak?
And initially, he wanted to do 3 rounds. Like, that's unheard of on the HOK. No, this 1 round shit that you're trying to do, Davion, with me, that's unheard of. That's unheard of in all debate world whatsoever. See, basically, what you want to do is just get on in front of the television and try to embarrass me, right? Because that's all y'all do, right? Because y'all don't come with no information. Y'all try to embarrass people by ad homing them to fucking death. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all want to do. But that stuff don't work on, man. Because I'll cuss your ass out. Just like how you try to play with me, I don't play with kids. So you could, at any time you disrespect me, I'm gonna cuss your bitch ass smooth the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So you could I'm gonna disrespect you back. Okay? And all intellect is going right out the motherfucking window. Okay? I'm a grown ass man and I don't play with kids. Okay, so let's get back to these lies this nigga was telling.
Right? He was like 1 round. No, make it 3 rounds, 3 15-minute rounds. I was like, okay, that's fine.
That's the way it's supposed to be. Dude, okay, I want to show y'all something, right? I'm going to look this up, right? We pause this real quick. We're going to look up conjecture, right? Is evidence. Is evidence lacking in QUALITY and or quantity. I'm teaching y'all something tonight. Conjecture. Right? So let me go back over here and reshare this. Let me back up out of here. We doing real teachings over here, buddy. Let me back up out of there. Your boy say he spoke at Reggie's. Nigga, I got $2,000 bowls, boy. You want one? I'll mail it to you. Yeah. So we're gonna share this. Baby, you can do it. Take your time, do it right. You can do it, baby. Do it tonight. Okay. So what we have here, right? I'm gonna make the screen big so you can see it. We're dealing with a word called conjecture. So the screen is already big. That's probably about as big as it can get, right? It says conjecture is an idea, while hypothesis is a conjecture that can be tested by experiment or observation. Evidence is lacking in quality and quantity. So evidence that lacks quality and or quantity is conjecture. Okay? When you're and this brother, the reason why he wants to have, and it's really stupid, like can't nobody see through what he's doing, right? He really wants to have this he really wants to have a 1 round debate because he don't have no information. He when it's about gathering data, right, in a debate. And he can't gather no data on something that just ain't true. You know, there's no data whatsoever on a language called Yahweh Dayas. Okay, and we're gonna prove that. Watch this. I was back up on out of here. Right. Let's go back up over here. Right. Watch this. What is Yahweh the yeah. You gotta go watch some videos. How long is this video? Oh, that's Judah Nazareth with that. Oh my God. We're gonna have to keep this. We're gonna come back to this. The only evidence when you look up Yahweh Dayath is their video. Y'all see this? On Microsoft Bling, right? When you look up Yahweh Dayath, what is Yahweh Dayath? The only thing you get is one video by Judah Nazareth 8 months ago. That ain't even ancient history. That ain't even ancient. That was like that ain't even a year ago. There's no evidence for no Yahweh Dayath. This is them with a video, Key to Learning Yahweh Dayath. It's them. There's nothing else. Look at this. Hebrew Israelite Research Center. Nothing about Yahweh Dayath. Nothing. Nothing. They go that same video again of them. Their video pop up 2 times. Nothing down here in the research, in the related researches. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let me back up on out of that. I'm going to share my screen over here. Oh, this is going to be a long video, but I gotta have the records. We gotta so we can set the record straight. We gotta set the record straight, people. Yahweh Dayath. Let's get back over here. I thought I shared it. I must have went to the wrong place.
Okay. Go on, you going. I'm a mute. I'm put you in the big.
Oh, no, right. So when we initially set up the debate, he couldn't pick, he wouldn't agree on the topic. He believes that the language is called Hebrew. So I was like, okay, he said he wanted.
You know why we couldn't agree on the topic? Because my point is that there's no such thing as Yahweh Dayath. And that's what his contention was with me, right? So I wanted to pick a topic that was surrounded around the idea of the point of our contention. And he refused to do that. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to tell me that you know, that I had to basically, they like to play this stupid game to where just because I prove something wrong on his end, he got to prove something wrong on my end. It don't work like that. You sat up there and told the lie, and I said that you're lying, bro. Now let's debate you over your Yahweh Dayath. That's all we got to do, bro. We need to debate over, is it called Yahweh Dayath? And we need to debate, is the language called Yahweh Dayath? Right? So we need to debate the pronunciation and meaning of this word. That's all we got to do, blood. I take a negative You take the affirmative. You prove that's what it is, and I prove that's what it is not. I don't know what type of stupid ass games you guys play. Y'all play stupid games, boy. That's all you got to do. That's the point of the debate, dude. I don't agree with your pronunciation, and I don't agree with your definition. And therefore, you cannot read, write, or understand Hebrew, bro. You understand Yahweh Dayat. Some bullshit. Okay? Some shit that ain't even real. That's what you understand. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I've been saying all along. And you mad at me. You mad at me because I'm saying that you're an expert in your made-up ass language. That ain't a real language. It's crazy. The shit gets sickening at some point.
Do 3 rounds. It was initially supposed to be what is the language or what language did the Israelites speak? Right?
No, it was not. That wasn't supposed to be. What it's supposed to be, bro, is you proving Yahweh Dayas in every stretch of the fucking imagination. Prove it, prove it in books, prove it in literature, prove it in fucking history, prove it in science, prove it in archaeology. Just prove it. Because I said it ain't real. Why should we be arguing over what the fuck a language is called? I said the word ain't real, bro. We want to start with the word, right? And in that word, we'll come to a conclusion whether the language is called that by the fucking definitions. Right? That's all we got to do, bruh. And you have the scholars to back your definition and your fucking pronunciation, and I'll have mine. Since you so racist, I'll go get black people to do it because I was taught by black Hebrew-speaking Israelites, young dummy, over in Israel. But you want to say that I follow white yeshuvas and rabbis, and you just want to keep lying to the people, bro. That's a lie. I never told you no shit like that, nigga. Quit fucking lying on me. Prove it, nigga. Prove that I told you that, you lying motherfucker. If you can't prove it, you need to stop saying that shit. Okay? Because I'm not going to warn you again. You're just going to look stupid, brother. I'm just going to start digging in your ass in the debate. You can keep lying all you want to. The more you lie, the more you're going to look stupid.
Like, he was like, 1 round. No, make it 3 rounds, 3 15-minute rounds.
Shouldn't it be? Shouldn't it be? Shouldn't it be? Why the fuck when you come to me, everybody got to get these weak ass ploys and don't against me, and they don't want to play fair with me and stand toe to toe, face to face like a motherfucking man. Y'all don't want to do that. You want to have a ploy against me, nigga. You can have your 1 rounder. Okay, you can have your fucking 1 rounder. Okay, we could do it in 1 round. I am so much motherfucking better than you, dog. We could do it your motherfucking way, nigga. You'll never beat me. That's how stupid you is. And I'll put that, and I'll stand 10 toes down on that. We could do it. We could do it. Matter of fact, let's do it 1 round, 5 fucking minutes. 5 minutes, 1 round. How about that? 5 minutes, 1 fucking round. Let's do that. You don't want to do that. Since you think you got a fucking ploy against me, there's only one thing to say. I like to just go to a motherfucking Hebrew dictionary, nigga, and your ass do. Fuck out of here.
Like, okay, that's fine. So let's do what language did the Israelites speak? Yahweh Dayath or Hebrew, Indo-European or Afro-Asiatic language. He wouldn't agree. He would not agree on it. We was on Judah channel. He still wouldn't agree. So we was like,
why the fuck would I do the stupid ass
right?
shit?
So we still supposed to debate. So they're to call me
you dumb fuck.
the day
And
of.
Yahweh Dayat is not an Afro-Asiatic language. What the fuck
this dude ran,
that
man.
nonsense for?
Like he talking about he gotta go shoot a movie or something. I'm like, bro, I knew it was gonna happen anyway. Bro, he never want to hop in the ring. And I'm like, dude, these dudes want to talk all this.
I don't never want to hop in the ring with a dummy. Who want to do that? That ain't fair to me. That wasn't even fair to Divine Prospect what y'all had him go through last night. Y'all had that man go through all that, and you still think you better than him. I bet that's why that man, you stupid. You don't even understand that last night that my little homie had you up there looking like a motherfucking fool. And that's why I'm recording this video.
Smack,
You
but
clown
don't
ass
want to hop in the
nigga.
ring. It's what it is, bro. It's not my fault that they got the heart of a roach. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is. Hey,
What this bitch ass nigga gonna say
obviously
when
he's
I
not
pull
here.
up
So
though?
I'm gonna show you
Why
where
can I
he get
pull up on this
Ibrit
bitch
from,
ass
and then
though?
I'm gonna show you the
Why can I
actual
pull
language
up
the
on him? Them
Israelites
niggas
spoke, which
gonna
is
get
Yahweh
scared.
Yah. Right? So we can get into the presentation whenever. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, I'm here. So, Davion, I'm gonna get you. I'll take off the big screen. I'm just gonna actually step back and let you go ahead, do your presentation. You have free reign, and just I'll be in the backstage, but I'm right here. So just say Napash, share my screen, this and that. So without further ado, let's listen to this great information. Get your pencils and pads out. Take notes because this is going to be a great learning experience. Okay, Davion, I'm right here.
Okay, I'm trying to. I haven't used StreamYard in so long. Hold on, let me. Okay, here we go. Screen one. Napash, can you see it?
Just a second. Let me take myself off of this. Hold on.
Sorry if you hear my son in the back. Even though I'm 10.
No, it's okay. You don't have to apologize for your baby. But yeah, we got it. I'm so go ahead, just let me know what you need and I'll be backstage. But the stage is yours. Everybody hit the like and listen up. This is gonna be great.
Without further ado, let's get into the PowerPoint, right? Since Yasha didn't want to show up, you know what I'm saying? He ran. So technically he got beaten to the cheap sheets without even a debating. So what is the language of the Israelites called? Yahweh, falsely called Hebrew, Ivrit or Ibrit, because they try to say that the B and the B is interchangeable. And Yehudi, which is a false interpretation and a false pronunciation of Yahweh, which Yahweh means like the language of Judah or like the southern kingdom or like the language of Jerusalem. That's what Yahweh means, right? But the Israelites also spoke Aramaic, which is also Aramaic. And if you look in the Dead Sea Scrolls, some of it is written in Aramaic and some of it is written in Yahweh. Also in Daniel, some of it is written in Aramaic, some of it is written in Yahweh. But in the Qumran, in the Dead Sea Scrolls, they have like their own Aramaic. Right? Yahweh, falsely called Hebrew, is a Shemitic language, a part of the Afro-Asiatic language family, meaning its sister language would be Arabic, Syriac, Aramaic, Amharic, Akkadian, etc. Right? Or whatever Afro-Asiatic. Even the Egyptian language has words from Yahweh. Many of these languages share similar phonology or even loan words. This means the language in its unaltered state will lack the influence of non-Shemitic language speakers. An example, European, meaning Ivrit, Ibr, Yehudi, Yiddish, Lashon HaKodesh. Modern Hebrew is up out of here, stop the screw describing. Which a lot of these cats love small hats, so they're going to keep screw describing. Right? According to my opponent,
This is what this guy had for me, right? This is proof, right? That's credible proof. This fucking chicken scratch that this man threw on the screen is credible proof. Davion, what made what you said credible? Do you really know how to debate, Davion? You have to have someone credible backing up what you're saying, brother. That's what you have to do. Mandika Malley, what up, though? Let me put this, see if I can put this link in the chat. Yeah. Where the copy at? How do I? There we go. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Let me see if I. Oh, wow! It popped right in there today. Today, my lucky day. I usually had the hardest time. Come on up. Come on up, Jay. Yeah, come on up, baby. Yeah, we about to get it in. Get it in.
This is what he calls a language. He said Ibriya or Ibri, which you can't find nowhere in the Torah and prophets anywhere. And I'm gonna show you where he gets that from. So when he didn't want to agree on the topic, because he didn't want to say that he calls the language Ibri, we got you right here, bro. As you can see here, this is the changes in the script of the language. You have it says hieroglyphic, but it's like pictograph. And then you have Paleo, and then you have Aramaic, and then the Masoretic. Yeah, as you can see here, the Dead Sea Scrolls is written in the square script, which has no dots and dashes, which is what they call the Nutt. And the Nutt is used to how they get their vowel sounds, right? That's literally how they get their vowel sound. They say Aleph has like 4 or 5 different sounds. Based on the different dots and dashes that you use, which is not found anywhere in the Torah and prophets or the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? And then you have the Masoretic text, which came way later, which was written by the Davion, who was in Tiberias, where the whole Nutt system came about. There's a whole bunch of rabbis and small hats and converts, right? This is the language. It's e ba ga da ha wa za cha ta ya ka la ma na sa a fa za kwa ra sha da. In modern Hebrew, modern Hebrew, or or whatever language this dude is saying, Ibri, they try to say the sha has two sounds. They try to say it makes a s sound and a sh sound. No, sa or sma makes a s sound, not sh doesn't make a s sound, right? And they try to say a B can make a V sound, which is false. And they try to say wa can make a O sound, a U sound, a, a V sound, and all different kind of math.
What up, J Jizzle? Hey, hey, I'm on live. You want to jump on? You can come on up. You want to?
Oh, okay.
I threw the link in the chat.
About 10, 15 minutes.
Cool. All right, I'm over here talking snap.
Yeah. I shared it.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. So this guy here is talking about the name of the ancient Hebrew alphabet is Aleph, Ba, Ga, Ra, Sha, La, Ba, Da. No, it's not. Where's the sources of that? Okay, his sources don't exist, and that's all. And they get mad at me when I say that, right? We're gonna stop all of this madness, right? We're gonna stop all of this. All we got to do is the information age, people. All you got to do is look this stuff up, right? Like I'm doing now. See, I know how to study. I know how to not use confirmation biased when I'm doing my research. That way I can get the information that I'm looking for, right? So what I looked up here, and I'm going to share this screen, right? It is what are the individual names of the ancient Hebrew alphabet. Let me put ancient in there. I didn't put that. Of the Paleo. That's how you do that. Okay, pal. We're going to see what you get. He's a liar. This guy's going to be in trouble. I wish I never would invite me over there tonight to see this boy tonight. He called today and he sent a message. You know, here go a Paleo Hebrew site right here. Let's see what we got going on here. We just look through here. It don't even tell you that here, so let's back up out of there. What we got to see more here? Here's a site called Paleo Hebrew Dictionary. Let's see what they say here. A is Aleph, right? The bait is Bayat, right? Gamal, Dalat, right? Ha, right? Yatad, Zan, Kat, right? And all you gotta do is push this read more button right here. This is gonna spank his ass. And I'm using all these clips against him. You know, he talked too much. He talked too fucking much, and he talked too stupid, right? Dana, Zad, Kaf, Lamad, right? This is what they're called. Not no Aleph, Ba, Ga, Ma, La, all that silly shit. It's not. Mayam, Naun, Samak, right? Ayan, Fa, Sad, right? Kaf, Rash, right? San, Tav. That's what it was called in ancient Hebrew. And you can look here on this site. There's nothing ever to agree with these guys. These guys are proven wrong every time. Every time. This place is called the PaleoHebrewDictionary.org. You know, I don't understand why when I look up the stuff that he talk about, I don't see it. And that's a problem. Why y'all letting these guys win debates and shit. Everything they say I look up, I don't see it. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I thought that I shared my screen and I didn't. Me and this share screen thing, man, the way that I haven't been on here in a couple months and they done moved a little bit of stuff around. Let me let you people see this. Right? But before we do that, no, we're going to just go back. I'm going to say all 22 alphabets. This here is the www.paleohebrewdictionary.org.alphabet. Aleph, right? Follow cursive. Aleph, Bayat, Gamal, Dalat, Ha, right? Yatat, Izan, Kat, Tana, Zad, Kaf, Lamad, Mayam, Nawan, Samak, Ayan, Fa, Sad, Kaf, and Rosh, and San, and Tau. And you could just punch open any one of these, right, where it says read more, and it'll go into more. My mouse is just stuck. It'll go into more on that alphabet. I just pushed the side, right? And it'll show you that it's the man on his side, right? A man laying down on his side. It will a correct trail, right? A desire, a hunt, and a wait. These are the symbolic meanings of this alphabet. And it takes you all down in here. Nowhere does it say any of these things that his brothers be lying about. They're just lying. And the research is just horrible. Trashy research. Very trashy research. You know, I'll be on here all day. This video, 5 hours. I'm just going to show y'all how easy it is. I haven't even pulled up no research. Just show y'all how easy it is to debunk this guy. You know, just let him spank and beat himself up. And back up out of there. Share screen again. Go back to the lying ass video. Go back to the dumbest, lyingest, falsest, stupidest, most occult, cunning Duger effect ass video I've ever seen in my life. Nope. Back up in the wrong thing again. Back up out of there again. Share screen. So that ain't what you wanted. What was that you wanted? There you go. So let's back this up a little bit more so we can see what that lie he just told about what it's called.
Masoretic. Yeah, as you can see here, the Dead Sea Scrolls is written in the square script, which has no dots and dashes, which is what they call the Nutt. And the Nutt is used how to get their vowel sounds, right? That's literally how they get their vowel sounds. They say Aleph has like 4 or 5 different sounds based on the different dots and dashes that you use, which is not found anywhere in the Torah and Prophets or the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? And then you have the Masoretic text, which came way later, which was written by the Tzneim, who was in Tiberias, where the whole Nutt system came about.
This guy say, and they said, I didn't say that, right? And if I didn't say that, then now you're engaging in what's called a straw man logical fallacy. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and a red herring distraction. You know what I'm saying? Very highly fallacious. And see, I call stuff like that out, and I demonstrate it, and I show the world why and how that is so. I'm not going to do it today for the lack of time's sake, but very fallacious.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of rabbis in small hats and converts.
Rabbis, small hats, and converts. Racist. So what? They know more than you. This is what I'm saying. What I did say is that the rabbis know more than you, and I agree with them more than I agree with you. I did say that, right? I don't agree with no King David coming back, or no fucking Onias the third, or no is Onias the third the Messiah, or this bullshit ass language that you trying to push up on the people.
Right? This is the language. It's e ba ga da ha wa za cha ta ya ka la ma na sa a fa za qua ra sha da. In where, and I'm gonna show you where he gets that from. So when he didn't want to agree on the topic, Masoretic. Yeah, as you can see here, the Dead Sea Scrolls is where it's written in the square script, which found in the actual square script. Right? That's literally how they get their right. That's literally how they get their vowel sound. In modern Hebrew, right, modern Hebrew, or or whatever language this dude is saying, Hebrew, they try to say the shah has two sounds. They try to say it makes a s sound and a sh sound. No, right? That's literally how they get their vowel sound. They say aleph has like 4 or 5 different sounds based on the different dots and dashes that you use. Which
no, we don't. We say the aleph is silent, brother. That's what we say. We say don't. How you get? How do your mind equate 4 or 5 sounds with? Oh boy, this is crazy. Silent. I don't get it. I just don't fucking get it. This guy hurts my fucking brain to talk to him.
is not found anywhere in the Torah and Prophets or the Dead Sea Scrolls. Right? And then you have the Masoretic text, which came way later, which was written by.
This video is going to be real long because I just have to prove everything this man say is a lie. I just have to. What sound? What sound the Hebrew aleph makes? We don't. Who says it makes 4 or 5 sounds? Who says this? I don't say it. The scholars don't say it. Who says this? This is why I could beat this guy off the top of my head. I could just punch the shit up as I go and beat him and pick the first fucking source, scholarly source we see. No sound of his own. Right. See, this guy be saying that they say. No, they don't say this. Who is this they you're talking about, liar? They don't say this. I don't say this. Divine Prospect didn't say this. No Hebrew speakers say the lies that you just keep projecting on us. You project that I talked to rabbis. You project that I said to have 5. Dude, produce this shit. You're arguing with your fucking self. You're not arguing with me. You arguing with your own fucking ignorance and your own stupidity. And then you want to make me the face of your ignorance and your fucking stupidity. What sound the Hebrew aleph makes? No sound of its own. The first letter of the Hebrew alphabet is called Aleph, pronounced Aleph, right? Aleph, not Aleph, Aleph, right? Aleph. They call it simply Aleph. Or not all that Aleph and all that silly shit. Aleph, right? Aleph has no sound of its own, but usually has a vowel associated with it. Notice that the manual print from the Aleph resembles the book print version, except that the strokes of the lines are even. Aleph, it has no sound of its own, brother. I don't know where you keep getting this crazy shit from. It's just crazy, right? Just crazy. I wonder how long is this video. Watch. So, I don't want to get to no videos. I want to get to something written. Okay, this Kabod.org. This is my favorite organization. This is where I do a lot of my research at. It's not the best, but it's my favorite. It's more compatible to me. So we see the Aleph right there, the Aleph, not the Aleph, the Aleph. The Aleph, right? That's the Aleph. Say the Aleph is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet, numeric value number 1. The sound is silent, meaning the first meaning is master, the second meaning is teacher, the second meaning is wondrous, but the sound is silent. This is from Kabod.org. This is Jewish rabbinical stuff, right? I'm not racist, right? I learn from any color. This is why I know so much. This guy's silly, right? What about the Aleph and Wikipedia? The easiest research site that anybody in the world could go and check it out. The Aleph, the first letter of the Semitic abjads, right? That's something that you boys need to learn about. I want to talk about that, these abjads, right? And matter of fact, I'm going to talk about it right while we're here, while I'm on here. Where it says the Aleph is an absence of a true consonant. It is a glottal stop, right? The sound found in the catch end, ah, right? Ah. So Aleph, right? That's Aleph, right? Ah, Aleph. Like I said, Aleph, 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 same shit, right? The Aleph is an absence of true consonant, meaning that it don't have a sound, man, right? So let's get up out of here. Go back to another site. That's 3 sites. None of these. What none of these sites said was it has 4 or 5 sounds. These are images of what sounds the Hebrew alphabet makes. All of these. Just tap on any one of them. Right? Hit that Aleph. Oh boy. I don't know how to make the screen big. Okay. Just tap on any one of them. Oh, I gotta go through this verify and I'm a human and all that. No, we ain't doing all that. And just back on out of there. We're not doing all that. What sound does the Hebrew Aleph make? Hebrew alphabet pronunciation from the International Phonetical Alphabet.org. The Aleph, right? We ain't got to go far. It's the first alphabet. Right? It said the aleph, silent or a glottal stop. This guy said 5 or 6 different fucking sounds. 5 or 6 different sounds. And he keeps saying they said this. I'm wondering who in the fuck keeps saying this silly, stupid shit. It's sickening. And so another back in this goofy shit. You got the aleph, silent or glottal stop, often represented by a silent pause. This is a lie. Every point this man made was false. Right? But he wants to debate me. This shit is crazy. No fucking evidence. Just talk. So let's get back over to the silly ass video. I might not even play. I mean, we ain't even got 10 minutes into the video, and I caught this nigga. I proved this nigga wrong like 3-4 fucking times, like 5 times. You know what I'm saying? This shit is just ridiculous. And he called himself a fucking scholar. Nigga, sit your weak dumb ass down. Use a straight.
Davion, who was in Tiberias, where the whole cut system came about. There's a whole bunch of rabbis and small hats and converts. Right? This is the language. Ba ga da ha wa za cha ta ya ka la ma na sa a fa za kwa ra sha da. In modern Hebrew, like modern Hebrew, or whatever languages do it, saying in Hebrew, they try to say the shah has two sounds. They try to say.
Well, that certainly is not the that's not the names of these alphabets. It's not. Watch this. Going over here. Let me share my screen again. I'm doing this because I'm making clips out of this. Allow me to share my screen, pal. I gotta make clips out of this. I gotta make clips out of this. Okay, now how did we back out of there? Pal. We gotta make clips out of this. This is what, so all that al-ga-ba, sa-ba, nah, that's not what they name, bruh. Not the ancient Hebrew or the modern. The ancient is named the same as the modern, right? Aleph, Bayat, Gamal, Dalit, Ha, Zayat, Zatad, Azan, Kat, Danad, Zad, Kaf, Lamad, Mayam, Nawam, Nawan, Samak, Oyem. He said there's no O in there though. Fa'a, Sa'ad, Kaf, Rosh, San, Tau. This guy don't know what he's talking about at all. Thank you for that one. Let me let him get back to what he was doing. And I have to go and do something. I'm gonna let this video play. And I'm just gonna let it play. I'm not even going to even interrupt it no more. I'm not going to interrupt the video no more. I'm just not going to do it anymore because I'm proving myself. I can do this for the next 4 fucking hours off of every sentence that come out of this man's mouth. Every sentence. He is utterly fucking confused. Every sentence. I can do this. I mean, every sentence that come out this man, we ain't even 5 minutes into the fucking video. And I caught this nigga in like 8 lies. You know what I'm saying? And prove him wrong like 8 times, but he want to debate me. I'm saying that every word that come out of his mouth, I can prove it fucking wrong. This man has been taught backwards, and he's a fucking danger. You know what I'm saying? To society, teaching this dumbed down bullshit. Putting back on the screen. Put the little dummy back on the screen. The proud dummy. I ain't never seen people so proud to be stupid.
It's a S sound and a sh sound. No. Sa or smak makes a S and converse. Right? This is the language. It's e, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, a, fa, za, qua, ra, sha, da. In modern Hebrew, modern Hebrew, or or whatever language this dude is saying, Ibri, they try to say the shah has two sounds. They try to say it's a s sound and a sh sound. No, sa or smak makes a s sound. Not sh doesn't make a s sound, right? And they try to say a b can make a v sound, which is false. And they try to say wa can make a o sound, a u sound, a v sound, and all different kind of madness, right? And this is the elaf ba, as I just said before. There are not two. You can't really see it, but there's like a little dot right here above this this sh. It's a little dot. That's how they can indicate when it makes a sa or a sh sound, which is not found. Excuse me, which is not found in the actual square script or the language, which is what the Dead Sea Scrolls is written in. Let's keep it going. Right. Yahweh Dayah, you can find this in Strong's 3066, denotes the common speech of the people of Judah, the everyday language of Jerusalem and its environs or environs. The language is called Yahweh Dayah, not Ibri. We can go to it. Right? Yahweh Dayah. It says, quote unquote, Jewish, right? It's not Jewish. I'm going to show you where Jew come from.
That is not so, right? All we got to do again in the information age, he said it's not called Ibrit, right? So all we got to do is just go over here and type it in. What did the Israelites call their language, right? That's all you got to do is just push it up. All you got to do is just push it up, people. And y'all like people feeding y'all lies and false information, right? That's what y'all do. Y'all like people feeding y'all all these lies, false information. Share the screen, okay? All you got to do is push it up, people. Push it up. That's all you got to do. It's Wikipedia. Just simple. This is not hard. I Googled what did the Israelites call their language. It said Hebrew. The Israelites called their language Hebrew. They spoke the archaic form of the Hebrew language, which was which was a regional variety of the Canaanite languages. The Israelites called their language Hebrew. I don't have to go to the Bible to prove this. All I have to do is prove it. Prove it as a reality. Prove it as a truth in the reality. The Bible is not the end all be all to truth and reality, buddy. Hebrew. The Israelites called their language Hebrew, right? So just so we don't have any problems here, right? What is the Hebrew word for Hebrew? Once I prove these things, then you should not bother me. You see that? Ebery is Ebery. That B and V is interchangeable. So it's Ebery, Ibari, right? Ibari, right? Or Ivory. Ivory. What is the Hebrew word for Hebrew? And it says Ivory. Okay? We already looked up Yahweh Diath and we got nothing. Nothing. It's really hard. I'm showing y'all why it's hard for me to listen to this guy because everything that comes out of his mouth is wrong. And I have to sit there for hours and hours and hours listening to this nigga lie to y'all. And y'all so stupid, y'all don't know whether he telling the truth or not. In fact, most of y'all think this lie is the truth, and it's far as hell from the truth. So I've proven my point that the Hebrew language is called Hebrew, right? And that there is no such word, right, or its language called Yahweh Dayath.
Language in the quote unquote Jews language, Judean language of Judah. And I'm gonna show you every scripture where it says Yahweh Dayah. You're not gonna find Ibri. You're not gonna find Ivri. You're not gonna find Yiddish. No Lashon. No Lashon Hakodesh. No none of that. Let's go back.
Peace. How you doing?
Oh, my bad. Greek. You see here anywhere in the Torah and prophets when he was reading it.
Peace, bro. What it do, Doc? You all right?
I'm good, fam. How you?
I'm all right, man. I'm over here going over the debate that Judah had with Apostle yesterday. I'm not Judah, Davion. And he's over here just it's what I'm trying to do is prove this guy wrong, right? But that will prove to be a daunting task. Why? Because every word that come out of his mouth is a lie. So if this guy has been debating, right? If he's debating for 2 hours and every point that come out of his mouth is a lie, how long would it be before would this video be for me debunking every lie that come out of his mouth when everything for 2 hours is a lie?
Well, I definitely hear your point, and I don't want to interrupt the video. So if you was about to play another clip, we could do that. But I do have some commentary that I would like to provide.
Well, on the video.
Yes, as far as the Hebrew Israelism.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Now, all I ask is just be respectful. There's babies, kids, parents, all that watching. We don't want to get
Yes,
ourselves flagged. That
everything I say is always respectful to the youth, respectful to the women, the elders, the family, etc. But
my
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 question
man.
is, when we speak about the Hebrew Israelite paradigm? And this is a direct question. Now, when we look at the Hebrew Israelites and the fall of Israel in 60 AD, no, I think it was 70 AD, you may be able to correct that. Now, we're speaking about approximately two various different parts of the globe. So, my question is, at this point, do you acknowledge that the Hebrew Israelite paradigm and the Hebrew Israelite ancestry is not unique or specific to just Black Americans.
I agree with you. I believe that all of the ancient world was ruled by black people, kind of like the Moors in a sense, but I don't believe what the Moors believe. I believe the ancient world, and I believe this based off of my study of genetics, that light skin is fairly new to the planet, which would mean that and there is, and geneticists say this, this is accepted, that the ancient world was a black world. So my worldview is that the ancient world was a black world, but it doesn't always end that way. If you look at me, take a look at me, right? I am an African American. You take my DNA, it'll say straight African. Ganaya Basu, Cape Verde, North African. It's surely African. I am a black man. But look at this light skin that is on me. You see, and if I am a black man and I can have light skin, hazel eyes, or features of something other than African, and I'm still a black man, why can't Israel had that same type of paradox?
But hear me out, and actually, you touched on the point, but I want to focus on the point that I'm making. The point I'm making is when we call the descendants of Israel today, it's not just so-called black people. You have descendants of Israel right now that are in India. You have descendants of Israel right now that are in Spain and Portugal. Matter of fact, just like you, when I took a DNA test, and I'm gonna be transparent. You see, my name is Pan Mulattoism. I'm a mulatto. When I took a DNA test, I have Sephardic ancestry through
Wow.
my Spanish and Portuguese lineage. So that's the point I'm making. When we speak about an ideology today to unify and I don't even like the word black, but when I say black, you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
instead of saying black, I'll say the U.S. freedmen. When we speak about an ideology today to unify specifically the U.S. freedmen, with all due respect, we see that not just the Hebrew Israelism, not just the Christianity, not just the Islam, etc. These religions have failed in unifying the masses of our people over a long period of time effectively to protect ourselves or insulate ourselves from our enemies. With all due respect,
You land your plane.
yes, brother.
I definitely can see why you say what you say, but I respect you, and I respect that as your worldview. I mean, that's what you see. That's where you arrived on your journey. My journey is not your journey. You know what I'm saying? I have not walked down the streets, the blocks, or taken the path that you've taken. My so I'm saying that to say that the actual seed bloodline or genetics of Israel, to me, right, to me, is not even important in serving Yahweh. I believe that every human being, white, black, blue, or green, as the creations of Yahweh, has the right to serve him. Okay? So I am not a racist. I don't believe in racism. I don't practice racism. I just believe that the Most High chose Israel to be his chosen people. I believe that Europeans can be saved. I believe that Europeans can come in under the banner of the house of Israel. In the New Testament, it was Jesus made a statement where he said, salvation is of the house of Israel. But the scripture told us that when the stranger enter into the house of Israel, we must treat him like we treat ourselves. Did not the scripture say that?
But don't you see that that's part of the problem? And I'm glad you actually brought that up. When many of our ancestors and many of our compatriots pick up the Hebrew Israelite ideology. You got some of them Hebrew Israelites claiming that Mexicans and other non-black Hispanics are also a part of Israel. Thus, they are allegedly our people. And the adverse effects of this is if you look at the so-called Black American communities today, because we, as you just stated, we treat foreigners as our own when they enter our home. Now we're being ethnically displaced out of our homes because we welcome in so many foreigners to the point where they outnumber us in certain areas. Have you been to Harlem lately? Have you been to Northwest DC lately? Have you been to the north side of Atlanta lately? Have you been to Houston, Texas lately? I could keep listing places where we have welcomed in foreigners and treated them not like they are our own. We treated them better than we treat our own. And as a result, we're being ethnically displaced by these same foreigners,
Yeah,
respectfully.
I think that's bad. I think that's a bad do. But I myself personally, I think that I guess that I should make it clear that I don't claim the Hebrew Israelite paradigm. Do I claim to be a descendant of Israel? It is my belief. But that's not the most intrinsic part of this. I'm saying that if I was a Chinese man, I'm going to worship Yahweh because I believe. I'm saying that what if my DNA was read just like yours, Spanish from Spain. I have a Spanish DNA in my on my. You can look on my on this channel on the video side. Go back all the way to the beginning when I first started making videos. I got a couple of videos of my DNA results. Very much evidence of Hebrew origin. Cape Verdean, Ganaya Basu, Mali, uh, what do you say? Uh, Morocco, North Morocco, what is it, South Moroccan, North Moroccan. I think I had like 2 or 3 different Moroccan lines, as if though there's different blood flowing through Morocco, and I'm quite sure it is. But I don't claim that's the important part. I believe the Most High need people to hear Him. Nobody is doing the guys that are calling themselves Hebrew Israelites, like these guys that I'm talking about here. These guys are the worst, man.
But please let me say this: all parts of your DNA are important because that's who makes you who you are. And I have to ask this: were both of your parents descendants of slaves in the
Yes,
U.S.?
yes.
So let's have a dialogue very briefly. What do you think the adverse effect? And this is why, because I was raised in the church.
I do claim to be an Israelite or a Jew or a Hebrew. Hebrew Israelite to me is a cult.
No, no, but
Nothing,
hear me out though. Hear
nothing
me
more,
out.
nothing less.
But hear me out though, and it's not even about the title Hebrew Israelite. It's about the dogmatism that comes with a lot of us that were raised in the Bible. And even me, I was raised within the church, and I was also raised Hebrew Israelite. But it took a time
Do you
for
believe
me
I was
to.
a minister in the church, brother?
I could believe it. But
He
hear
said
me
you
out.
could,
The point is
huh?
this, and
It
I
look
want to
even
ask you
with
about.
it look even with this big fat blunt in my mouth, you could believe it.
You wouldn't be the first, brother. But let me say this: what is the adverse effects of that particular Bible verse? And there are other biblical verses that I could point out that have negative adverse effects as well. But on this particular verse, can you articulate what are the adverse effects of us over a long period of time? When I say us, I'm talking about descendants of U.S. chattel slaves only. What are the adverse effects of us treating foreigners as if they are one of our own when they invade our land? Because you know where I'm headed with this. So yeah, let's have that dialogue. Are you able to articulate the adverse effects?
I really don't. I don't know. I mean I humbly have to say I don't know.
Well, yes, you do. And when I say this, you'll
You
agree
say
with
yes,
me.
I do.
Think, you know, because let's look at our communities. I'm not sure what part of the country you're from, but I'm
I'm from
from
I'm,
Maryland.
I'm from Detroit, right? And
Exactly. So
and
let's
what
talk,
I'm
let's talk about it.
the
Let's
reason
talk
why,
about.
okay, I do know, and
Uh huh.
when the whites come in, when we accept the whites as our own, they become as us. They have babies by us, and they hate their own. They don't fuck with their own. They become us.
Well, brother, with all due respect, let's talk about the
I'm
adverse
talking about the
effects.
white people
When we
here. The
when we
white
speak
people in
about
this
Detroit,
project,
when we speak
these
about
white guys in these
uh,
projects are niggers.
when we speak about Detroit, all of the virtually all of the businesses in your community, whether you want to shout them out or not, all of the businesses in your community are owned by Chaldeans, Arabians, Koreans, etc. That we patronize. That's an adverse effect of us treating foreigners as if they're one of our own when they invade our land. Additionally, y'all have a little Mexico in Detroit that's growing faster and faster and faster, while the black American population in Detroit is decreasing. These are adverse effects, brother. These same gas stations that are
But
in your community. Let me give one more example, and then I'll pass the mic back to you. The adverse effects of black Americans treating foreigners as if they're one of our own in our land is when we look to the gas stations and the grocery stores, we don't own none of them. They are all owned by foreigners that we patronize because we treat them better than we treat ourselves in our own land. These are the adverse effects. So my point is, in closing, this is why we cannot blindly or dogmatically just take what the Bible says at face value and and implement it into our lives. No, we have to have discernment with any piece of information that we are privy to.
well, I'll say this on that. I'll let you have that. How about that? Everything that black people say doesn't always have to get pushback, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I let people be themselves, and I'm not the one to be up. I'm not Judenazing them to meet you with contention. You know what I'm saying? That's just not an area that I'm interested in advocating today. I'm not about to contention like that. So I mean, it's like that's the way you see it, and I'm wise enough to just sit back and listen.
And just not even just about the Hebrew Israelites. I could have brought up the Christians as well. If you look at the civil rights movement, it was black American Christians that said, turn the other cheek. And as a result, a lot of our ancestors was getting their asses whipped in the streets and getting dogs sicked on them and getting hoses shot on them. And they wasn't responding and practicing self-defense. So we as a community, we got to reevaluate. Do we really need to follow everything in the Bible?
Um,
We need
I
to
think
follow a lot of it, but
I
we
think
also need to be able to question which verses benefit us, which verses don't.
yeah, I agree with that. See, I teach my children. I don't teach congregations, churches, people like that. I just do my YouTube thing and I teach myself and pass jewels down to my very adult children. You know what I'm saying? So I just, man, I'm just not. I'm not real religious minded like that. So and I teach my children that I don't see there's things in the Bible that I don't believe. We're talking about the Bible from Genesis to Revelations. There's lots of it that I don't believe, right? Much of it that I know that just ain't even real or ain't even true, right? But I
Gotcha.
look at, but therefore I'll just make it simple. The Bible itself, I don't even accept that. So I'll just go to Torah, right? Dealing with Old Testament literature and stuff like that. I don't use scripture the way that the average individual. I'm like a existentialist. I deal with things.
But there's some
I
things in
deal
the
with.
Old Testament.
Let me finish. I'm about to finish. I
All
deal
right,
with things in a different way. I use the Bible for no other reason as a moral compass. I mean, I'm saying I don't believe in life after death, dying, going to hell. I'm not praying to angels and spirits or none of these things. I use
now,
the Bible
but there's some things in the Old
as a
Testament that we
moral
gotta
as a
object to.
compass.
There's some things in the Torah, which is the Old Testament, that we also have to object to. Because I was just reading the verse the other day. Matter of fact, and I'm on the phone right now, so I can't Google it to give you the actual verse. But
You ain't got to. You could
anyone,
just throw. You could throw it out. We in the information age. We could just
so you
look it
might
up.
know, yeah. So it's a particular verse, and you might be able to tell me which verse it is. It's a verse that says, if a
Your
man,
voice got a lot. Your phone got a lot of static in it now. Like
my bad,
we ain't.
I just for transparency, I live in Puerto Rico, so I'm at the beach right now. I live at the beach, but I apologize for the wind. But let me say the verse I'm speaking about and tell you why that we need to oppose this particular verse. There's a particular verse that says if a man rapes a woman, he must pay dowry to the woman's family and marry the woman. The reason we have to oppose this is because no woman should be forced to marry her rapist. This is a fact. Are you familiar with the particular verse I'm speaking about?
Yeah.
Come on. So let's have a dialogue. God forbid. Matter of fact, I won't even use
Well,
either one of us
well,
as an
I
example. All
would,
right, go ahead, make your point.
I would reject that, but not for the reasons in which you say. You know what I'm saying? I reject it because those things that happened a long time. Once we lost our kingdom, we lost our sovereignty. Okay, and there's rules, there's laws that just do not apply. Once Israel has fallen to captivity. You know what I'm saying? Once the temple has been destroyed, the land has been plundered and pillaged, and the Israelites held captive far or near. There's a lot of things that just don't apply. You know, the whole idea of an Israelite law, right? A lot of this stuff just like the Sabbath, your sabbatical laws don't apply. They can't apply. Impossible. Okay, so what I'm saying is you're not going to get contention. You might get probably a lot of agreement from me more than contention. You know, uh, 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 and that's just where I'm at with that. A lot of that stuff, man. Once Israel collapsed, and basically Israel is really no more but a bunch of loose, fragmented people trying to hold on to their beliefs, customs, and spirituality. It's no more, nothing less than that.
That last part about Israel being fragmented, I definitely agree with you on that one. And just moving forward, because I just look at
Like
societally a
I'll
lot.
give you an example. I'll say this real quick. Let's say the Sabbath, for instance, a sabbatical law. There's things that you're supposed to do during the Passover that required you to be in the land. Well, there's things that you can come back in if you want to. I hope I didn't run you out of there. Because I wanted to hear what you had to say. Because I'm agreeing with you. But there's some things in the Sabbath. The Sabbath, sabbatical laws, the high holy days. We cannot follow those things because the, a lot of that stuff require you to be in the land, and a lot of it require Israel to be not only in the land but in their sovereignty in the land. Meaning that their priest should be established, their priesthood should be established, their kingdom should be established. We don't have none of these things. So therefore a lot of these laws cannot be established. Sacrificial laws. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of our culture. The rape thing that my man said. There's. I mean, what about the scripture tell us that if a man speak presumptuously, we should kill him. You know, basically, guys like Judah and Ash, we supposed to hang them guys from a tree. We supposed to kill them, according to the scriptures. There's a whole lot of stuff in that Bible that you just cannot do today. I'm not one of those guys who run around here like the Bible is the end all be all. I use the Bible and I teach the Bible, as a book, that I use, what I'm saying, as a moral compass. And that's it. I use it as a book where I go back into the past and pull valuable things out of the past that can help me in my life today. And that's it. I'm not, a lot of that stuff, I know that you can't abide by. But that being that, let's get back to this video with Judah Nash. I guess my man gone. He ain't coming back. Thank you for showing up, brother. But I do agree. I agree with you more than you think. More than I don't. I just don't. My reasoning ain't the same as yours, but I agree. I agree with your outcome. which I think is the most important part. Okay, put that back on up there. Let's go listen to the lying dummy again. Let me mute my mic. I got company here.
Be like, oh, that word no, it doesn't. That word comes from the Greek. We can get it from Hebrews. Hebrews, Hebrew of Hebrews. We're gonna get into where Hebrew comes from as well. It says,
I'm not going to prove it. I'm just going to say it. That doesn't. It doesn't. That's just utter stupidity. The word Hebrew is a Hebrew word. I mean, it's an English word, right? And it comes from and its roots is English. The word Hebrew. All you got to do is just look up the etymology, people. Let's see. Does it come from the Greek word? If he gets one, then he might get one. But so far, this nigga is like 0 for 10, 0 for 20. Let's see if he got one. Hopefully he got one. All we got to do is just look up etymology. That's all we got to do, people. That's all we got to do. Just look up etymology. That's all we got to do. What is the etymology of Hebrew? Well, it's French. It originates from Middle French Hebreo, which comes from Old French Hebreo. This, in turn, is derived from the Latin Hebraicus, okay, which from ancient Greek is Abrios, okay. Well, he got one. He got one, right? So, all you got to do is look up the etymology of Abrios. See, this is how they. What's the spelling of that word? H. We'll look up the Greek word because that's what he's saying. Hebreos. Hebreos. Okay. So when I punch up the etymology of Hebreos, right? I say, what is the etymology of Hebreos? Right? It say the term Hebreos in Greek has its origin in the Hebrew word Ivri, meaning Hebrew. The term likely derives from the root avar, which means to cross over or to pass, often interpreted in the context of crossing the Euphrates River geographical boundaries. In ancient time, it refers to the people who pass one region over to the next. So the word Hebreos has its origin in the Hebrew word Ibri, right there on the table. Right there. That's the one that came today. I'm talking. And please don't let me talk to you. I want to talk to the world. Thank you. Now, that's mine. All that's mine. So we see how the brother don't know what he's talking about. He's saying that basically that the word Hebrew has its origin in Greek, but it don't. It has its origin in the word Ivri. So this is, as you can see, we're going to be going over and over. Everything that he says is a lie. Everything. Have you seen it? Everything that this young man has said has been false. Everything. I'm talking about bar none.
this is
And
Greek.
we're 19 and 40 minutes into the video, and this man probably told about 50 lies.
The word that they falsely use for quote unquote Hebrew is the word abar, which means to cross over, not a language.
It is a language. Watch this. I mean, he said Hebrew is not a language. That's stupid. The word Hebrew is not found in the language anywhere in the Torah. So the word Hebrew is found in the Torah. Okay? And it's found as a people, just like Yahudi is a people. Okay? And it's the language of the people, you dummy. It's just really dumb. I have to just reduce myself down to a straight. I don't like having these debates with people like this because I have to condescend down so stupid. I haven't been this stupid since like the fucking third grade. I stupefy myself arguing with this guy.
This is where he's getting ibrit from abar, which is, it doesn't denote a language. It's like a people, like the crossing over ones, like when they crossed over, right? The Sea of Reeds from Egypt. It means like the crossing over ones from spiritual death to spiritual life, or like renewal of the mind and spirit. That's what it means. This is 2 Kings 18, 26 through 28. Rabshakeh tries to terrorize the people. This is Assyria, right? He came to Jerusalem. Elikiam, son of Hilkiah, Shebna, and Joel replied to Rabshakeh, please speak to your servants in Aramaic, for we understand it. Do not speak to us in Judean in the hearing of the people on the wall. Because Rabshakeh came to terrify the people. This is during the time of Hezekiah. And Rabshakeh stood and called out in a loud voice in quote unquote Judean, hear the words of the great king, the king of Assyria. Oh, now let's see what word is used for Judean. Right, I ain't gonna read all of it. We're gonna get to the pertinent parts. Right? It says the bar ne, which is speak, please, L2, abadayak, which is your servant, uh Aramaic, which is Aramaic. It says Ke 4, Shama Ayam, which for we understand, and Nakana, which is like we understand it, or like we, Wa El Thadabar, and to you speak Amana to the people, Yahweh Dayath. Yahweh Dayath. Not Judean, Ibri, not Ivri, not modern Hebrew. It says Yahweh Dayath.
Oh, this is real crazy. This is real crazy. I got the phone. I had this thing on mute all that time. Right? I'm talking like crazy. And it's on mute like 10 minutes. All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to do this while he over here lying. Okay, back on Davion speaks. Boom. Boom. Okay, listen to the lie he told.
Aramaic, which is Aramaic. It says Ket for Shama Ayam, which for we understand, and Nakana, which is like we understand it, or like we, Wa El, the bar, and to you speak Amana to the people, Yahweh Dayah. Yahweh Dayah. Not Judean, not Hebrew, not Hebrew, not modern Hebrew. It says Yahweh Dayah. Now Yasha, are you? Of course you're not going to show us because you're not even here. Yasha, can you please show us where it says Hebrew or any small hat lover? Can you please show us where Hebrew? Right, I ain't gonna read all of it. We're gonna get to the pertinent parts. Right? It says the bar net, which is speak please, L2 Abadayak, which is your servant, Aramaic, which is Aramaic. It says Ket for Shama Ayam, which for we understand, and Nakana, which is like we understand it, or like we, Wa El the bar, and to you speak Amana to the people, Yahweh Dayah. Yahweh Dayah. Not Judean, not Hebrew, not Hebrew, not modern Hebrew. It says Yahweh Dayah.
Okay. I think I'm just going to end this right here. Because that's the point of contention. It don't make no sense of just going all day. As long as I can find where I beat him at. And this is where you beat him at. Okay. This word does not say Yahweh Dayas. It says Yehudis, right? The lexical summary. Y'all see that? The lexical summary. Yehudit. Judith. Original word Yehudit. Part of speech, proper name, feminine. Part of speech, proper name, feminine. Not a language. It is a proper name. It's not a language. Transliteration, Yahudis. Transliteration, Yahudis. Not Yahawadias. Yahudis is the transliteration, and the pronunciation is Yahudis. The phonetic spelling is Yahudis, right? And he said you would not see Judean nowhere in the definition. Yes, you would. You won't see it in the Bible, right? The Bible is not a fucking dictionary, dummy. The Bible is not where you get your definition of words. You get your definition from words from the dictionary. And it says right here, word origin, the same as H306, Yahudit, Judean, Jewish, Judith, Canaanite. Nothing about a goddamn language. It's telling you to speak in the Jewish language. Brother, in the language of the people. The Jews is a people. The Jews is not a language. If he would have been a language, he could have said that. Why don't you just speak in Judean? Transliteration, Yahudit. Pronunciation, Yahudit. Phonetic spelling, Yahudit. This is the definition. Browns, Drivers, and Briggs, Yahudit. The wife of Esau, the daughter of a Hittite. Judas, Hebrew, Yahudit, carried the sense of Jewish woman or praiseworthy woman. The name itself is ironic in its narrative because one bearer recorded in the Hebrew canon stands in sharp contrast to covenant faithfulness. Right? All of these are the scriptures that have Yahudit in it. Right? And all of these deal with a people. You talk about a daughter in Genesis 26:34. You talk about a people in Genesis 10:15, right? You go down to Genesis 34, 24, 3 through 4, and you're talking about Isaac required to marry within the extent of his family. You're still all talking about a people. All talking about a people. Okay? So that's how we will squash this young dummy. And I'm going to get my sources ready tonight because, yeah, I think that they want to try to call me. I'm gonna fall through the night, and I'm gonna see what the fuck going on over there. And I'm gonna be very respectful, and I'm not gonna curse or nothing. But yeah, boy, finna get spanked up tonight. We got the sauce. So we finna get on up on out of here. I'm not even fixing to record anymore. Get on out of here.